All right. That says end stream. I'm already live. I didn't even know it. Ha! Okay. Nate says, evening, you still on? Yes, I am. I didn't even know I was streaming right now, so that's fun. Good thing I didn't do anything stupid. Yeah, I'm still streaming, Nate. Yeah, this is a very, very impromptu live. I hope everybody can find this. I hope this is available to the general public. It is. I can see in the privacy settings that it is. So I am still on. For those of you that don't know, this is the continuation of a Patreon stream that I just completed just a few minutes ago. And I figured you didn't know. I tried to message you on Facebook. Nate said, well, you know what? Sometimes it just goes that way. You can't always be certain about what you're doing. But I decided that, I wanted to do an impromptu live for the public after my Patreon stream. I'll tell you what we're doing. So I've got a bunch of these Starlight bottles. I don't know why this camera's so bad at focusing on things right in front of it. Focus! Focus! It won't focus. Starlight. I've got a bunch of Starlight bottles. What's up, Trev? And, in my Patreon live stream, I tried all of the Starlight bottles that I own, which is a lot of Starlight. And I have narrowed it down to my top 4 Starlight bottles. And I'm going to try to pick my favorite one here on this publicly available live. If you want to see more stuff like this, please consider subscribing. Come on. There it is. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends. If you're feeling generous, you can donate to me at Venmo at The Drink Pro or PayPal at The Drink Pro. And generally, I like to shamelessly self-promote, but I also really like just drinking with people on these channels. This is a lot of fun. This is why I'm here at the end of the day. If you'll notice, I did change my setup. This is the shelf that I really like and wanted a second one of. I couldn't find one anywhere. So I've got 2 very utilitarian metal shelves. Hopefully I can get some better shelves in the future. But in the meantime, this is the setup. This is how it's going to be. And so I hope you all will drink along with me, even if my shelves are janky as fuck. So, and let me give you a little bit of background. So, I really want to do my own Drink Pro store pick. Or private barrel selection. I've been looking into figuring out how to do that. I've talked with, some of the other channels that have done that and all kinds of people who are connected to the industry. I think my best bet is to split a barrel. So it will have to be a barrel that people, liquor stores can't sell out of right away. And I thought, what better than to do a local distillery in Indiana that doesn't have a lot of distribution that I think is really good. Starlight fits that bill perfectly. So I think I'll be able to do my own custom Drink Pro pick of Starlight. If you want to guarantee that you're going to get a bottle, join my Patreon, patreon.com/thedrinkpro. I might release some to the general public. We'll see. But that's where this all began. Now I am going through the series of bottles that I've got, which is a lot of them, and trying to pick my favorites. So I've gone through 7 or 8 thus far. My top 4, I will show you what they are. Number 1 is this. I'm not going to show you because this camera's bullshit. So it's a Starlight Bourbon. It's selected by the Rural Inn. Shout out to Ray and Vince over at the Rural Inn. They do tons of store picks. If you're in Indianapolis, go visit them. This is 4 years, 112.8 proof. I will say, this bottle I've had for a long time. You can see it's a little bit less than half full, but I've had this bottle for like 2 years, and it just happened to open up really, really well. Second one that's going in the blind. Now, it's not blind, the tasting, is the 2020 Bourbon World Pick, aka Vine and Table. Shout out to Dave and Joseph. This is the Bourbon World Holiday Edition 2020 pick, 114.6 proof, aged 4 years. This bottle did not score in my top ranking in the Patreon, and part of that's because I was doing nose, palate, and finish. This scored the highest of all of the picks I tried in palate, but it has a terrible nose. It's very alcohol forward, and the finish was meh. And because the criteria were all evenly weighted, this got left out of the top 3. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to do the top 4 on my publicly available live stream and put this back in because it deserves to be here. I love a good palate. That's how I like to drink it. You know, some people really rank things based on nose and finish. It depends on what your preferences are, you know, and don't be shy. If your preference is, if you don't care as much about like the initial taste, if you're a finish guy or a finish gal, that's fine. Be a finish guy, be a finish gal. Pick pours you like, but know what you like. Okay, number 3 here. This is Vibrato. This is a pick that was picked to support the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. I really like the Symphony Orchestra. I try to support them whenever I can. I really should become a member. But this is their rye pick. It's 4 years old, 115.8 proof. Starlight has some really good ryes. Let me tell you, their ryes are solid. So that is my third of the 4 in the flight. And last but not least is shout out to Whiskey Written. He did a couple of picks with Leo's up in Chicago. Chicagoland Whiskey Hunters was the group that they picked with. This is 110.4, 4.5 years old. This was their bourbon finished in Scotch barrels, which I thought was really interesting. It's why I bought the picks from Whiskey Written. This one really hit my palate right. The Scotch, I think, on the finish really added some complexity, but we're going to find out right now. And you know what I'm going to do? Because the Scotch is the lowest proof, I'm going to move it to the front of the line. I'm going to make the Scotch the first one I try. The Scotch finish is going to be number 1, and we'll go from there. All right? So, oh, and by the way, you know, if you guys have any questions for me, throw them in the chat. If you got any comments for me, throw them in the chat. If you're a bot, fuck off. You know how it is. Okay. I got a bunch of messages. Nate wanted to know if I was still on. I am still on. I'm going to tell people I'm live streaming. Maybe they'll join me. Maybe they won't. Either way, I'm going to tell them. Okay. This quest, I'm gonna clap. Ha. I'm gonna turn this off. Don't feel obligated to donate to my Venmo at the Drink Bro, or don't feel obligated to donate to my PayPal. Let me try that again. Don't feel I swear I'm not this drunk. Don't feel obligated to donate to my PayPal either at the Drink Bro. I mean, I would appreciate it, but you know, I'm not giving away anything. It's just out of the kindness of your heart. I really do hope and believe that I'll be able to get a Starlight pick. But I've also thought about doing a Woodford double oaked pick because Woodford makes people buy 2 barrels. So if I did a Woodford Double Oak pick, I would get a whole goddamn barrel's worth of whiskey. And I think that a store would be very willing to do that with me. Now, that'd be a lot more money up front for me, but I could sell a lot more bottles. It would be a really cool opportunity to share whiskey with everybody that I like and who watches my streams and my channel, and it'd just be really fun. So, okay, without further ado, Nate says, oh, I want one of those barrels. Wouldn't that be cool? I like Woodford fine, but the double oaked, yes, yes. I love their double oaked. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Scotch whiskey finish here. It smells so good, guys. This is why this one finished. So I had an unfinished whiskey round and a finished whiskey round, and this one got out of the unfinished whiskey round. I'm sorry, this one got out of the finished whiskey round because it is just beautiful. The Scotch adds some real complexity. It's just honey and earthy. It really smells like you're standing on a cliffside and you smell the earth and you're eating like a honey-covered orange right next to just some freshly dug earth. And you're looking out and you see the sea. Oh, God, that nose is good. That is such a good nose. Let's move to the Rural Inn pick. This is now the rest of these are unfinished, but I think everything here is 4 years. No, the Scotch is 4.5 years. I imagine the other half is in the Scotch barrel, but everything is 4 years essentially on oak. Yeah, so the Rural Inn pick, it's a lot oakier, still very sweet. Yeah, if you got any questions or comments, throw them in the chat. I'd love to shoot the shit with people. But yeah, this one really hits nice. It's not as complex. It doesn't really take me to a place like the Scotch finished. But this one is really nice. It's a really classic high corn bourbon. The corn's really prominent on the nose. No escaping the corn. But it's not as corn forward as mellow corn. It's got a little more chutzpah too. I get a lot of cinnamon, hint of nutmeg. This is very baking spice forward in comparison. A lot of baking spice in the nose. All right. Bourbon World. This is the pick that I really didn't like the nose last time. Oh, yeah. It is super ethanol-y on the nose. I'm not going to even go further on the nose of that. You get citrus and ethanol, and it's just a lot. But it's not here because of the nose. This rye on the nose is so damn fruity. Holy crap, guys. So much fruitiness. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Yeah, tons of like lemon zest, clementines, oranges. The citrus on this is profound. Maybe a little bit of like chocolate covered cherries. Really solid pour. Really solid pour. All right. Without further ado, let's get to tasting these bad boys. Wow. So that Scotch finish, after nosing all four of these, that Scotch finish did not hold up. Does not hold up. Oh, no. Don't care for it. Man, not feeling that. I really like that. I don't know what happened. Literally 10 minutes ago, I was really just talking this pour up. It was super complex. It hit a lot of the right notes for me. Now it just kind of tastes over oaked. And the oak is really predominant. Man, what the hell happened? By the way, there are 4 people watching this video. It's got 1 like. If you're watching this, please click that like button. It helps me out. Man, that Scotch pour is disappointing. It definitely has like a Speyside quality. It has a scotchiness to it, but it just doesn't hold up. It's kind of sad. Kind of sad. That's definitely not going to win. There's no fucking way. OJ for hire. Boom. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. All right, we're just doing Starlight. We're drinking, I'm drinking every Starlight pick I've got, and we're trying to find the best one. Shout out to Starlight, Indiana company. They don't have a lot of distribution, but I'm hoping to get a store pick from them. They're doing solid stuff. I want to do my own private selection from Starlight. All right, this is the Rural Inn pick. Shout out Rural Inn. It's the late mid palate into the finish is where it really shines and goes beyond the Scotch finish. The Scotch finish has like a nice mild scotchiness throughout, but that Rural Inn pick really wins on the above and beyond. It goes beyond that subtle quietness. That, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Scotch finish is very well balanced, but it's missing some oomph. At this point in the night, I want some oomph, and it doesn't have it. That Rural Inn pick has oomph. Has je ne sais quoi. I need water. All right. Let's go in on this Bourbon World Holiday Edition 2020. I really like this pick. It has no business being compared to these others because it lost handily in my Patreon picks, but you know what? This freaking bottle, this particular Starlight pick, I bought 3 of them, and I wish I'd bought a case. I apparently am more of a palate-focused person. The nose and the finish don't matter as much to me, and I can tell because of the top 4 picks from my Patreon stream I just held. This one was not even close, and I put it into this lineup because I like the palate so much. Everything else, the nose and the finish were low. The palate was the highest I tried. Highest I tried. So, without further ado, that shit is gingerbread. It's gingerbread. Now, it's got more alcohol, ethanol burn. It's got more... I hesitate to say bitterness. There's an unpleasantness that is accompanying the alcohol burn in front of the palate. but it dissipates very quickly. It doesn't linger at all. So I'm pretty comfortable, you know, being kind to it. Yeah, that gingerbread, man, that gingerbread is so prominent. It really stands out. I really like that. Really, really stands out. I love that stuff. That's wonderful. Whoa, wait a minute. I just got like a grassiness, like fresh cut lawn on the Scotch finish. Which is interesting because grassiness is usually something you get from Irish whiskey because Irish whiskey use both peated and unpeated malt. And that unpeated malted barley gives it a grassiness. That Rural Inn, I'm getting some banana on the nose now, like banana bread. It's starting to remind me almost of a like a Brown Foreman or a 1792, something like that. I really like the palate on that Bourbon World pick, but the rest of it is just not hitting right. So I don't think that's going to be my pick tonight. Finally, last but not least, is the rye. This is the pick that benefits the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. Shout out to the Indy Symphony Orchestra. Man, that's a good rye. Hot damn. Woo, excuse me. That rye just hits all the right notes. You definitely taste the rye grain. It doesn't run from it, doesn't hide it, but it's not offensive in any way. Very sweet up front, immediately moves to rye grain. The finish is really lacking. The finish really is missing something, but I like the rye. You know, I've only had one rye in tonight's lineup, and I really hate to make that the winner because it's like a really distinct outlier, but it might be the winner. It really might be. But that's important because if I am going to do a private barrel selection from Starlight, I might have to do a rye, which is not my typical go-to. I don't typically pick ryes, but gotta follow your palate, man. Gotta follow your palate. So, all right. Gonna go back through them. Gonna try them all again. Okay. After running through them all, the Scotch one hits a lot better now. Now it's really giving me the complexity that I got the first time. Yeah. Ooh, that hit deep. Yeah, definitely giving me that scotchiness in the mid palate. Sweet up front, bourbon up front, but in the mid palate gives me that really complex sea breeze, sweet, slightly grassy, earthy. It's a really nice complex pour. Really hitting good place. Nate says, have a really good double oak rye pick. It's one I've enjoyed more than I thought. Which one is that, Nate? Let me know in the chat which double oak rye that is. All right, this is the Rural Inn pick. See, now I'm getting like Bananas Foster on this. I wasn't getting that before. Oh, but right now, the finish is lacking. Everybody left the stream. What the fuck, guys? Come on back. Come on back. I don't know what happened. I think it must have been a glitch. Must have been a glitch in the Matrix. That's okay. Oh, he's got a Starlight double oak rye. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Starlight Ryes are kicking ass. All right, this is the Bourbon World pick. I hate to say it, but it gets kicked out. Justin said, saw you online heading to bed, but wanted to say hey and wish you, Yolanda, and baby Fletch well. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it, man. Get a good night's sleep, and we should share a drink sometime. Yeah, that Bourbon World pick was rightfully excluded. I stubbornly tried to include it in this final flight. Does not belong. Does not belong here. Let's try the rye once again. God damn, that's a good rye. See, but that's the thing, right? Like, is it good or is it good for a rye? I kind of feel like it's good for a rye and not just like the best pour. Let me put my sort of like optimizing brain hat on. I'm sure that doesn't make sense, but that's fine. Here we go. Steve, first time catching you live. Cheers. Thank you for joining me, Steve. Appreciate it. I'll let you know we are doing a Starlight flight. I did a flight earlier on my Patreon. Justin says, it'll be hard sharing a drink. I'm in Florida selling and moving to Baltimore in a perfect world, but I should be back in Indy this spring, maybe. Well, if you ever fly through Indy, let me know. If you got any time in Indy, let me know. We'll find a way to make it happen, brother. But yeah, Steve, the Starlight picks, I did all of the picks I own in a Patreon exclusive flight, patreon.com/thedrinkpro. And I came onto this stream with just my top four. One was a rye, one's a bourbon finished in Scotch, one is a straight up bourbon from the Rural Inn, and one is a bourbon from Bourbon World, which is a holiday pick. It's super gingerbready, but everything else is garbage, so it has to be put on the chopping block. Which is funny because sober, gun to my head, I would buy another bottle of that before another bottle of any of these other three. But based on the criteria I'm using tonight, it just doesn't cut it. It just doesn't cut it. So here we go. That's the Scotch finish. Man, that's a good whiskey. That's a good whiskey. Okay, here's the Rural Inn pick. The 2-year open, breathing for a long frickin' time Rural Inn pick. So there's a really distinct nutty, oaky, ginger cinnamon. I get ginger, cinnamon, almond, sweet oak, mid palate into the mid finish. And I think that beats the Scotch whiskey. It does. The Scotch is much more subtle and nuanced. The Rural Inn pick is like classic American palate. And by that I mean it's strong, it's in your face, it's aggressive and complex. All right, let's try this rye. And we'll see if the rye... You know, I don't want the rye to win. I really don't, but it might. It might. We'll see. The rye is so good. Fuck. Now this rye does benefit the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. I'll mention that again. Big shout out to the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. I really like them. I like supporting them. I will probably be a season ticket holder in the near future once I get a lot of other shit in my life settled. Steve says, heard of Starlight, none in my collection. Are they sourcing or is it their own distillate? It is their own distillate, Steve. Starlight actually owns a very large farm and winery. They started as a wine company. They've been a wine company for many, many years, but they were growing grain eventually, and they said, we're going to grow grain and try to make our own whiskey. And they started pretty humbly, but they've grown and grown and grown, and they're in southern Indiana, and they're at a point now where they're making really high quality product. And I am hoping to get a private barrel, or at least a portion of a private barrel of Starlight, because a lot of people don't have them. They've heard of them maybe. A lot of people haven't heard of them even. I'm glad you've heard of them though, Steve. And, you know, they need more hype. They need more people to know what they are and who they are. And I'd love to increase their distribution and make sure people are aware of them. So if I can get my hands on a barrel and share those bottles with people around the country, that would make me a very happy man. So we'll see if I can make that happen. But for now, let's go ahead and side by side once again that Rural Inn bourbon and that rye. The Rural Inn bourbon, again, is a 4-year-old whiskey, 112.8 proof. The rye, which is for the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, is 115.8 proof, so a little bit higher proof. And it's also 4 years, the same amount of aging. Neither of these are finished whiskeys. I mean, the nose on the Rural Inn is a clear winner. And again, I really, really wonder how much of this is the fact that this whiskey has been open for almost 2 years. Some whiskeys just do better when they've breathed for a long time. And maybe Starlight's one of those bottles. Everything else in this lineup has not been breathing for very long. Let's taste it. See, my problem with the Rural Inn pick is that the Whiskey Dictionary, what's up, Whiskey Dick? How you doing, brother? You know, the Rural Inn pick of Starlight, the mid palate is really where it hits. It really doesn't hit anywhere else in the palate. Mike Halliday, I'll dibs in on a DP Starlight barrel pick. I'm glad to hear it. I will also say I'm hoping for my patrons to do a blend, a custom blend. I'll probably be priced around $50 to $60 a bottle. I'm hoping to blend some relatively available whiskeys with something that's not available but is very unique, and try to highlight that uniqueness on a more subtle level. So, Mike, you are in the Patreon, patreon.com/thedrinkpro. It'll first be available to my patrons. I kind of imagine they will snatch up the whole supply, but if they don't, I'll make it available to the general public. Yeah, man. I get the malt cereal note. Mid palate's definitely nutty. Almonds and pecans. Sage, ginger, cinnamon, black pepper. No, white pepper. It's a good pour. Let's go back to the rye. Paint Doctor, good to see you, Drink Pro. How you doing, Paint Doctor? Good to see you too, brother. So that rye whiskey, the reason that I like that Starlight rye, and the reason I think a lot of people like Starlight rye, is it really has a distinct rye flavor. You taste the rye grain, but it doesn't overpower the pour, it doesn't add any bitterness, it doesn't add any sharpness. All of the things that in my experience become problematic with rye whiskey. None of those are present in this pour. And I gotta say, I mean, this is not, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I got 3 different bottles from this this particular pick. These pickers, this group. And this is by far the best one. The other two didn't impress me at all. All right, here we go. Final tasting. I'm going to pick my favorite, and then we are going to go to the chat. Somebody's going to pick a bottle for me to drink next. So in the chat, I'll tell you when to go. Don't start yet. Don't start yet. But after I finish these two, I'll say go, and the first person who comments with a pour for me to try next wins. And I'll go ahead and try that pour. But first I have to announce the winner, so don't start yet. Hold your horses. Be patient. I know it's 11:11. Make a wish, damn it. Now it's 11:12. I'm sure there's a delay on this too, so fuck it. It's a good whiskey, man. It's a good whiskey. Guys, I gotta do it. This one, of all of the Starlight picks, I've got a lot of Starlight. This table is littered with Starlight. And the best Starlight I own is also the only Starlight rye that I own. So, what does that mean? It means I'm going to pick up some more Starlight rye picks, that's for damn sure. But it also means that I will seriously consider trying to get my hands on a Starlight rye barrel. Or at the very least, half of a barrel, and share it with a liquor store nearby. I really want to do a private selection. I want to do something where I am the one picking the barrel. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, that's just, I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. That is fantastic. It's not even close. Not even close. So, I'm going to move a lot around here because this table is just littered with nonsense at this point. Y'all don't know, but I've been streaming since 9 o'clock and really drinking hard. You know, not like pussyfooting around, like real drinking, like serious drinking. Like picking notes out and then popping immediately to the next pour drinking. I decided to go to a public live, really just for shits and giggles, but I needed to get some more glasses, at least a couple more. Let me just grab a box. We're just gonna grab a whole box. Why not, right? Why not? Okay. So, you can't see all my bottles, but the first person to name a bottle in the chat, starting now, will pick my next pour. And if I don't have it, that's fine. But if I've got it, whether I can see it or not, I'll drink it. Oh, man. I cannot believe that the rye won. I really can't. Mike Halliday, Starlight Double Oaked. None of the Starlights I have are Double Oaked, so I can't do that for you, Mike. Sorry about you. But you were first, so I am impressed. I can do something else Double Oaked. If I don't see another comment in the next 15 seconds, I will do a different Double Oaked. But yeah, you know, I was super impressed with that Starlight pick. By the way, guys, this beautiful, wonderful Drink Pro barrel stave glass, what do you call this? A flight board. The glasses fit right in those holes. It's got my logo on the front. There you go. It's got these little screwed in metal pieces. These are actually cut from the round metal, I should know the name of them, I can't think of it. The round metal pieces that hold the barrel together. This is available if you go to the $25 level or above at the Patreon up till January 31st or March 31st if you go annual. This is the quarterly merch. It's fucking awesome. You should get it. Go do it. Mike Halliday, go join $25 level. Oh, man. Nate says, dang, I missed it. What are we doing? Well, you know, I've given this a lot of time. And so I'm going to pick another double oak product for Mike. But I was trying to say the first person who names a pour that I've got, I'll drink that pour as my next pour. But Nate, you might name my next pour. But because Mike mentioned double oaked, I'm going to move to this Woodford double oaked. And since I'm pretty okay with it because the close second place in my Starlight flight, there's tons of Starlight on this table, it's crazy. The close second place in the Starlight flight was the Rural Inn, and this double oaked is from the Rural Inn in 2019. Oh, Nate says Lagavulin Nick Offerman. You know, I have been meaning to open my other Offerman. I've got somewhere. I don't see it. So somewhere I have the original Lagavulin Nick Offerman, but I also have an unopened bottle of the Nick Offerman Guinness Finished Edition. So I'd love to do a side-by-side of that. If I am sober enough to keep streaming, I might do that after this pour. You wanted a double oak? This is the best that I can do, Mike Halliday. Cheers to you, brother. I gotta come down. I gotta go down and see Mike in the near future. Hit me up, Mike. We gotta find a time to get my ass down to your neck of the woods and share some pours. Maybe I will sleep on your couch. This is, I mean, I really think that, like, I could totally see myself going in for a Drink Pro private barrel of the Woodford double oak. You know, Woodford makes people pick two barrels that are blended together. They won't do a proper single barrel. So I'm sure a liquor store would be happy to sell that other barrel outright and go in basically halvesies on the two barrel split. I just gotta be able to sell that whole barrel. And I tell you what, if there was ever a barrel I'd be willing to sell two of, it would be the double oaked Woodford Reserve. I love double oaked Woodford. I'd be happy to have a bunch of bottles of that, a bunch of cases of that in my backup. Oh shit, Mike Halliday, I'm expecting to score some double oaked in the near future. You need to reach out to me if you do, because I would love to try that. Nate says, I love Starlight, I really like Starlight, but a double. I can't read. Why am I reading? Why am I trying to read? I read all day, every day. I don't need to be reading right now. Mike says, yeah, man, welcome anytime. You say that, but you also said you were very busy right now. So let's talk. Let's make that happen. Nate says, I really like Starlight, but a Woodford double oak would be my choice for sure. Yeah, I'd love to do a double oak. The problem is I got to front money for an entire goddamn barrel of Woodford. That's a lot of Woodford. So I might need to do some pre-orders from a couple people in my Patreon. Oh, God, hold on. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Woodford double oaked hits so good for me. Nate says he got 2019 double oaked, and they're damn good. They are. I killed mine, and I wish I had more. I only bought one at the time. I should have bought a whole frickin' case of them. Nate says he's an investor in my barrel. Cheers, Nate. I appreciate that, brother. I might need your help on that for real. Man, double oak. This thing is, well, you know what? I don't think I've ever really done a proper review of double oak. Definitely double, but let's just do a proper review of double oaked. Let me give you some proper notes on it. God, the nose is so sugary, syrupy, sweet. I get like fake caramel and corn syrup and buttered popcorn with just a hint of like almond extract. Oh, and it's got like that fake blueberry note. I realize I'm saying like fake fruits and fake nuttiness, but those artificial flavors are still fun. They're still cool. I like that they show up in a pour. I'm not mad about that at all. Nate says, last night at an event, I used a store-picked double oak to make our chocolate Manhattans. It really went well with that drink. I believe it. I haven't said chocolate as a note on the nose of this Rural Inn double oak, but chocolate shows up on the palate. The double oaked, you're going to get chocolate, almost certainly. Yeah, lots of oak. In the mid palate, you get that dark cocoa, sweet, nutty up front, but dark cocoa in the mid palate. The finish is just lingering hazelnut. Lots of hazelnut on that. Wow. Mike Halliday, Nate, I've had the January 2020 double-double. I've never been a Woodford fan, but that so impressed me to have a palate starting out spicy instead of sweet and finishing on pure caramel icing. Wow. Wow, indeed. The 2020 January was also the double-double that I had a bottle of. It is beautiful. I am not a big Woodford fan. I like their double oak product and their double-double, but there is very little else from them that I really like. I've had a couple of Masters collection that I liked, but most of them I don't. So I am not a Woodford fanboy, but the double oaked and the double-double hit very well for me. I think what it really boils down to is that, you know, the Woodford collection generally, because it's so low proof, you know, this double oaked is 45.2. You need something that's got some oomph to it to show up well at 45.2. Unless you got, you know, a sweet fruity lightness, which is what I get a lot from Larceny. It's one of the reasons I like Larceny store picks. You know, they come in at 92 proof, I believe, but they have that light sweet fruitiness that I really like. They're also a weeder, so that could be part of it. But the Woodford double oaked, it's a low proof, but man, there's so much good going on in it. The double double is even better, but the double oaked by itself, I mean, that's a bottle, a good Woodford double oaked. It's a bottle I would happily put my name on. And I've had opportunities to do barrel picks in the past, but they were of barrels I didn't believe were up to snuff. I'm not putting my name on a barrel that isn't up to snuff. I don't need to do barrel picks. I would like to, but I don't need to. I'm not trying to make a career out of this YouTube thing. I like it. It's a hobby. I'm going to keep it as a hobby. Do I have a business? Yes. Do I try to make a profit? Yes. But am I trying to make it my only job? No. This is a side hustle for sure. And if it becomes less than that, I'll kill the company. But for now, it's a side hustle. Regardless, I am not trying to kiss anybody's ass. I just do things that I like. And it's a good way to operate, you know? Nate says their batch-proof bourbons are pretty solid too. I've liked some of them. Not all of them. Get a hint of banana. Lots of like creme brulee, creamy, sugary up front. The mid palate's pretty sweet too. I mean, that is a sweet, sweet bourbon. It's super sweet. It's super oaky. It's got lots of vanilla and caramel and those sweet aromatics. Got a little bit of baking spice. Mike said that was a hell of an Old 55 pick. Yeah, the Old 55 pick I did really hit good. That was a wonderful pick. I thought about doing another pick from Old 55 and seeing if they would sell me a whole barrel. But I fear that I've had a lot of... Chris Russell, what's up? Glad it's a side hustle. Chris wants to keep me in my job. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had a really good time with Indiana Bourbon on Instagram, picking that Old 55 barrel. I should have bought way more of that. That was fan-damn-tastic. That bubblegum note is really strong, really unique, wonderful. But I have had a lot of Old 55 barrel picks that were not like that, that really didn't hit me right. And so I'm a little bit hesitant to go to Old 55 and pick a barrel for, you know, my Patreon and other people that want to get in on this barrel pick, because I've been burned before. I've had several people that have done these picks and I've tried them and I'm like, no, this is not good. And I can't decide if they just don't know how to pick a good barrel. I hate to think that. That's a real shitty way to think about, you know, people that know how to pick other barrels. But I don't know if they just can't pick good barrels from Old 55, or if Old 55 just doesn't have that many good barrels and we just got a diamond in the rough. I don't know. But you know, c'est la vie. All right. So I am going to do it once again, because I'm about to kill that Woodford double oak. No, this is just the regular double. I wish it was the double. That's just wishful thinking. Mike, get that double. I'm going to come visit you. We're going to drink double oak. I'll make Chris jealous. All right. I'm going to kill this. First person in the chat that gives me my next pick, I will drink it. Now, you can see some of my bottles, but there are many others. So if you put something in the chat and I've got it, I'll drink it. If I don't, move to the next person. That's the risk you're taking. Cheers. Oh, damn, that's good. Damn, that's good. I'm still laughing at Chris. Glad it's a side hustle. I'm going to keep working for you, Chris. Don't worry. Listen, Chris, I'm going to keep working for you. Just find a way to give me more money. Chris says Russell's 13. If I had Russell's 13, man, I would be very, very happy. I do not have that. I don't even have a sample of that. Matter of fact, if you're watching this and you have Russell's 13, get me a sample of it. We can work something out. I can trade something. Whatever needs to happen, I would love a sample of Russell's 13. So get at me. At The Drink Pro on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever you can get a hold of me. At _The Drink Pro on TikTok. I don't know why The Drink Pro is taken. Fuck that guy. But reach out to me. If you got a Russell's 13. If you don't, you can still reach out to me. That's okay. But I may be less responsive than if you have a Russell's 13. I'm just saying. Yeah, that Russell, that old 55 pick is just, it just hits everything right. Come on, somebody give me something else. Chris is just messing with me with that Russell's 13. Somebody throw something in the chat. What do you want me to drink? Pick something that I actually might have. Chris wants 2 samples. Yeah. He wants me to pick a sample up for him too. I'll do my best, man. Don't count on it. You gotta get over here anyway. Chris, I've invited Chris to my house. And I said, you pick a weekend. Just let me know. The motherfucker didn't pick a weekend. That's all I'm saying. I gotta mess with him. Jason C. just had a Russell's 13 barely beat out ECBP 520 in a blind. Well, that's very disappointing. Chris. Chris says bullshit. That's funny. That's disappointing. This B520 ECBP did not hit me right. I think, well, when you say Jason C, do you mean Mash and Drum Jason C? Because he and I have very different palates, Mike. The only Russells that I've had around that age statement was the Father and Son International release. Shout out to Sean Crane for providing me that sample. It was very delicious. It was a sample I tried at his place. We didn't review it, unfortunately, but it was gorgeous. Chris says, I'm a bachelor this week and I'll be right over. Honestly, Chris, tomorrow I've got a couple people coming over to watch the NFL playoff games. If you're free tomorrow, hit me up, shoot me a text. You got my number. You're welcome to come over because it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a small group, three of us. Three of us right now. If you come over, it'll be four of us. If you want to come over and drink, you hit me up, brother. Tomorrow, well, it's 11:32. Yes, tomorrow is the day. How about that? How's that for an invite? All right, Nate says, the Russell's Reserve 13 opened a ton for me. I didn't like it at first, but I came back to it 3 months later. It's way, way better. Come on, Nate. Nate, you need to get over to my frickin' house. I've been trying to get you to come here for a damn year, and you can't be bothered. I know you had a baby. Details. I got a baby coming too. Babies, whatever. Get your ass here to Indiana, come over here and drink some whiskey with me, Nate. And I know Trev will show up. I mean, Trev is probably throwing up in the bathroom right now, but when he's healthy, when he stops being sick, he'll be here. You know he will. Mike Halliday says, yes, Mash and Drum, I thought his only 5 whiskeys you need lined up pretty well with his own picks. Mike, can you remind me what his only 5 whiskeys you need were? Because I don't remember what they are. I tried to come 2 weekends ago. Yeah, you had COVID, motherfucker. I'm not going to drink with you when you got COVID. I don't need COVID. I'm not particularly healthy. I got a lot of health problems. I don't need your COVID nonsense, Nate. Go get healthy and then come see me. All right. Enough of Nate's nonsense. You know what? Okay. So the last bottle I actually have that I've seen in the chat, Nate mentioned the Offerman Lagavulin. I have been wanting to open the Guinness Finished, so I'm going to do a side-by-side of the regular Offerman and the Guinness Finished. Now, this is a neck pour of the Guinness Finished, but it was Whiskey of the Year for a lot of people. So let's see what it's about. Now that does mean I gotta run away from the camera, so you'll have to bear with me while I go find it. Oh yeah. Here we go. Now you can see right here, this is my regular Offerman pick. And this is the Offerman finished in Guinness casks. Chris says Ardbeg. Man, we're going peaty scotch. Okay. Not where I expected the night to go, but you know what? You don't stream at 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday night and expect it to go normal. Nate says, man, what a problem to have. Can't fit all his whiskey on like 14 shelves. Say la vie, what can I say, man? Alright, this is the regular Offerman. And Chris knows Bill. Bill Long asked me about this pour. He saw this and was curious about it. So I'm kind of opening this so he can get a pour of it. We'll see. Chris says, woodworkers rock. Yeah, I mean, you know, Offerman's got a wood shop that is serious business. If you want to get some woodwork done by him, you're going to have to wait for that shit. All right, here we go. We're opening. This is a fresh crack. Look at this. Look at this. You don't see this on other whiskey channels. They don't show you this good stuff. They don't watch. You can't watch them fuck up opening a whiskey. Damn it to hell. Come on. You can't watch them make these kind of mistakes. All right. Let's drink some Offerman Guinness. Like I said, this is neck pour, so you know, take those notes with a grain of salt, because whiskeys definitely change on the neck pour. Matter of fact, if I'm being serious about this, you're supposed to let a whiskey air out for every 1 minute at least for every year that it's aged. This is 11 years old. I'm going to let it air out for 11 minutes. My clock says 11:37, so at 11:48 I will try them. But in the meantime, my calendar says America. In the meantime, I will fulfill. I think it was Chris. Yeah, I'll fulfill Chris's wish for Ardbeg. This is Ardbeg Ugdal. It's my favorite Ardbeg that I can afford. I've had a couple that were quite expensive that I can't afford that were fantastic. But this is not a crazy, I think it's under $100. I mean, this thing is just... Now, first off, it is an Ardbeg. It is an Islay, quite peaty one. So you're going to get that sort of... it kind of smells like Band-Aids. But it's also got like very sweet... Once you get past the Band-Aid smell, it's got a very sweet, I would say, crystalline sugar. Trevor drinking scotch. Trev's already sick. I don't want to make you sicker, Trev. Trevor and I drank a whole bottle of whiskey 2 weeks ago. That poor dude. That poor dude was so gone. We did a live stream too. You probably missed it. I had to take it down because Trevor was pretty gone. But his daughter was having a blast smelling whiskey of mine. Now, she did not drink any whiskey. Let me be absolutely clear. But she smelled a lot of whiskey and gave me a lot of notes. And we joked around a whole bunch. And I figured when I have a young child given whiskey notes, I probably should take down the video. So I did. Chris says at least it's not vomit. Yeah, no vomit notes on this one. Ooh, wait a minute. I get like a leather shop too. Ooh, yeah. This is nice. I really like the Ugdal. Which, that is how you pronounce this. Ugdal. Ugdal. Yeah. Oh, so good. Okay, let's taste it. So right off the bat, it's sweet. That Band-Aidness shows up in the mid-palate. But before that, you get the nice, smoky campfire vibe. The Band-Aid does continue into the finish. It's subtle, but it's there. I hope it's 24-hour stomach bug for you too, Trev. He says he's feel better now. That's good. That's good. I mean, do they give notes on this Ugdal? Here's what they say about the Ugdal. Let me read this in my best voice. Ardbeg Ugdal takes its name from the brooding, mysterious loch, which provides the peat-laden water for Ardbeg. This is a special vatting of different styles of Ardbeg, marrying together traditional deep smoky notes with the luscious, sweet raisin tones of old ex-sherry casks. That's my reading. Sweet raisin. Hold on now. I get the sweetness right away on the front of the palate. But it very quickly switches to smoky fire, campfire vibe. Then very quickly switches to like Band-Aids and smoked meat, like ribs. And Chris is all Friday eating. I bet you were, man. I bet you were. Okay. All Friday meetings will require that voice. I can do that voice. Yeah, next Friday, Chris, I'll do that voice. You may have to remind me because, you know, this late on a Saturday night, let me tell you this much. If I make a promise or any kind of guarantee on a Friday or a Saturday after 11 p.m., I need a reminder. I will need a note. So, you've got my email, Chris. Shoot me a message. Mike Halliday. Trevor, if you don't like the Band-Aid from a house fire soaked in calamine from the Isla, try the Balvenie for fruity sweetness or the old Pulteney for a nice maritime sea breeze salinity. 100% I got to agree with Mike on that one. Mike has hit the nail on the head, specifically for Trevor. The Balvenie is a great option for scotch that isn't like scotchy, aka peaty. Chris says, Kingsman Golden Circle kicked off things, so it was a Brown-Forman evening, started with Statesman, then 1897, then 1910. I get it. Indeed. I got 1910 down here in the corner. Oh, I could be really mean. Should I drink a birthday bourbon? An Old Forester birthday bourbon just to fuck with Chris? Put in the chat. Put in the chat if I should fuck with Chris and drink an Old Forester birthday bourbon. But first, I'm going to do the side-by-side of the two different Offerman picks. Now, the first one I'm going to do is the regular Offerman. I've had that open for a long time, but we're going to do it anyway. It's so sweet. The nose is way sweeter, way fruitier. I get tons of apricots, lots of dried fruit, plums, oranges, lemons. Oh, a hint of pineapple? Even Chris says yes. I love it. I love it, Chris. I love it. Beautiful. It hasn't been 11 minutes. Shut up, Nate. You shut your mouth. This is the regular anyway. Let me nose this. Drink that birthday bourbon banana bread. Do you have an Old Forester single barrel rye? Best bottle I've ever owned besides the Old Carter American Batch 4. Unfortunately, Mike, I do not have an Old Forester single barrel rye. I've looked for one. I missed the opportunity to get one locally. The one time I saw it available locally, and I've never seen it since. You know, the regular Offerman, the non-Guinness finish, I really like because it has this sort of meatiness like a steak. And you get that Lagavulin classic like sweetness and smokiness, but the mid palate and then late in the finish is smoked meat. It's wonderful. It's delectable. Fantastic. Oh. Damn, that's good. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna have to take a... Oh, Oh man, I hate to do this because I got so many people on this stream, but I'm gonna have to take a pee break because I've been drinking for a while. Oh man. Well, you know, say la vie. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna finish this Ardbeg side by side, and then I'm gonna take a pee break, and then we're gonna do the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon 2020 tasting live. Mike says another reason for a Kentucky trip. I'm coming to see you, Mike. I'm coming to see you. If you're not careful, Chris will come down to see you too. He'll drink you out of house and home. He's been practicing to keep up with me. Now this is the Guinness finish. Let's nose them side by side. Okay. So the Guinness finish, a lot more subtle, a lot sweeter, a lot more citrus. You mean Lagavulin side by side, not Ardbeg, you drunk. You know what I meant. You know what I meant, Nate. It's the Offerman. I'm drinking Nick Offerman side by side. I don't give a shit who made it. Nick Offerman picked this one and then picked that one, and that's what I'm side by siding. Wow, that Guinness barrel is so much sweeter, so much sweeter, so much fruitier. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it more. Now, the Nick Offerman Guinness finished was on a lot of like best of lists. The regular Nick Offerman was not. But I think the 11-year Lagavulin is a really sweet spot for Lagavulin. And we'll see how it goes. Chris said, speaking of Kingsman, have you ever had Glendronach Kingsman Edition? I have not, Chris. How is that? I would love to try it. Yeah, way sweeter. Lots more vanilla, caramel. Fruitier too. Yeah, definitely fruitier. There's a lot more peatiness and meatiness on the Offerman 11. The Offerman Guinness finish, at least this neck pour, I get a lot of cinnamon and orange, maybe some lemon. I'm going to try the regular and then immediately try the Guinness finished. I'm not going to just come into the Guinness finished without a preemptive taste. Wow. Wow. Wow, guys. That Guinness finish might be better. I mean, like I said, it was on more like top whiskey of the year lists, but I was pretty skeptical because I really like the Offerman Standard. I think that Guinness finished is better. It's weird, it doesn't taste like Guinness at all, but it's sweeter for sure. You get the sweeter note, it is more subtle. You still get that meatiness. Mid-palate is like a steak, which is a big plus for me. Man, that finish though is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. All right, I'm just, okay. I'm speechless because I need to piss. I'm gonna go pee, I'm gonna come back. Do not leave. You. Don't leave. I'm gonna be right back. I wanna be able to explain and describe this Guinness finished Offerman pour of Lagavulin, 11-year. But I can't because I can't focus. So I'm gonna go make it so that I can focus. Don't leave! Stay there, stay. 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 Good dog. Okay. Hey, look, everybody stayed. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you stayed here. Oh, I need to shut the door. I don't want to be too loud for my poor partner, Yolanda. Mickey Mouse says rough, rough. Good boy. Who's a good boy? I appreciate that, Mickey Mouse. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to give a proper review. A proper review of the Nick Offerman Guinness finished 11-year Lagavulin. And then we're going to drink some Old Forester Birthday Bourbon 2020. I may have to check on my my phone which number. Hey, Chris. Chris, in the flight we did during the party, which number was Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, 1 through 5? Trivia. Okay. So, on the nose, I get a little bit of vanilla and caramel, but it's mostly mostly smoky, sweet. Honestly, it smells like yes, an order of drinking, Chris. Honestly, it smells like a mango next to a campfire. There's definitely some vanilla in there. There's vanilla bean, mango, and campfire. Again, this is the neck pour, so take that with a grain of salt. I did give it a chance to breathe. As Nate correctly pointed out, I did not give it a full minute per year chance to breathe, but what are you going to do? Yeah, man. Yeah, vanilla. What is that baking spice? It's very herbal. It's not sage. It's not rosemary. Maybe thyme? Maybe some thyme on this? All right, let's taste it. Man, that mid palate is a radical shift. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wee, wah. It was second, wasn't it? I don't know. That sounds right to me. Where did I put this bottle? Here it is. If anybody is curious, I see people coming and going. This is what I'm drinking. This is the Lagavulin Offerman 11 year. This is the one finished in Guinness casks. It's really significantly different than the regular one. The regular one, for me, honestly tasted like a steak. Steak dinner over charcoal. This one, it's sweet up front, classic, like almost bourbon notes up front, then immediately switches to very traditional Lagavulin. I mean, I get like, first off, right out the gate, you get like vanilla, caramel, classic bourbon notes, and then very swift switch to Isle of Smoke, meatiness, and then mid-palate into the finish. Hint of black pepper, but mostly, honestly, it's marshmallow fluff. And then that like very slight iodine quality shows up. And lingers throughout. I think on first pour, neck pour, between these two, I would pick the original. But I fully expect that this Guinness finish will open up better. The original Offerman has really lost something since my initial opening. Now, granted, that was probably a year ago, but it's really lost something. So my guess is that as this Guinness finish opens up, it will get better and better. Chris has got the lineup. George T. Stagg, parentheses, are really good. I know you like that 2019 George T. Stagg. Nate has a bottle of that 2019 George T. Stagg still. He's got the 2019 and the 2020. Chris is going to be hella jealous, but Nate, I know you've been dropping coin on it. All right, let's do it. Let's get one of those pours. Let's do it. Let me find them because I've hid them away in a special spot. Okay. All right, here we go. This is another box of glassware down. I have drank a lot of whiskey tonight. And I will mention, and this is for you, Chris. This is for you. If you want to see more of my content, join the Patreon. And I will go ahead and plug, if you're at the $25 level and above, this beautiful barrel stave. It's a real whiskey stave. You can see the char on the back with 4 holes for Glencairns with my name on it and with the metal holders that essentially keep the barrel together screwed on. This is available for free for my patrons at 25 and above. If you're not that level, the $12 level, you get samples. The $7 level, you have a chance to win bottles. Lots of great benefits. Check it out. Patreon.com/thedrinkpro. I'm going to get Chris to join before too long. Just got to keep nudging him. Just keep nudging. I got to make sure Chris knows when to get here. Hold on a second. Why is my... Damn it, recognize my fingerprint, stupid phone. I'm just making sure he knows. Mike Halliday, I lucked into 2 bottles of GTS 2019. I think I still have a swallow. Didn't really... Chris, I'm trying to get you money outside of it. That's fine. But you can do both. The lowest level is only $3, and you still get access to exclusive reviews and the monthly Patreon live stream. So, tonight, for example, I tried a whole bunch of stuff before I went publicly live, and that stream was only available to patrons. And the $3 a month level could have gotten their hands on that. So, it's the price of one coffee. One coffee. All right, let's stop pussyfooting around. I want to finish my review on Mike's comment here. He said, I lucked into 2 bottles of GTS 2019. I think I still have a swallow. Didn't really blow my mind. I've had Stag Juniors that really did it for me more. That's fair. Depends on what you're looking for. It all comes down to what profile is your preferred one. But if you have a swallow left, you should keep it. And Mike, you should give it to me when I come down. Okay, let's drink some 2020 birthday bourbon. Oh yeah. Nate says, GTS 2019 is in my top 3 pours so far. Yeah, but not if you do it blind. When Nate, Trevor, and I all got together and did a blind tasting, they put that pour last. Both Nate and Trev had that last in the tasting. Just saying. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Holy crap. Now, a lot of, I don't want to say whiskey snobs. I'll say a lot of people who have been in whiskey a long time felt that the 2020 birthday bourbon was really lacking. I think on the nose, this is divine. Tons of caramel. Bright, sharp, sweet. But the caramel is prominent. Caramel and honey. I get limes, which is a unique note. I'm gonna just like shamelessly look at this bourbon wheel. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use these, ladies and gentlemen. Green apples. Peaches. Oh shit, what is that? It's like an artificial banana. It's like banana runts. Oh, it's beautiful. Mike Halliday, my booze mongers have also hinted at a birthday bourbon in my near future. Hope you get it, brother. I hope you get it. That'd be awesome. All right, what else do I get on this? What else do I get on this? I get just the slightest bit of clove. Oh, there's a little tobacco on this too. Sweet tobacco, pipe tobacco. Don't imagine a cigar. It's sweeter than that. Maybe a hint of spearmint. What year birthday bourbon did we kill? 2020, Chris, 2020. No, it's not really floral, maybe like honeysuckle, but it's mostly honey. It's not really honeysuckle. Not really much herbal on this. On the nose, not much oak either. All right, let's taste it. I think I've exhausted the nosing notes on this pour. I mean, that is, to me, that is truly what Old Forester strives to be. That's what it's trying to do. It's prototypical Old Forester. Sweet up front. Lots of vanilla, creamy. Very quickly moves into a black pepper, sweet oak, vanilla bean, slightly herbal, black peppery, oaky finish. The nose on this, the nose on the 2020 birthday bourbon is really exquisite. It really is. It's so good, guys. It's so good. There is more oak on this Old Forester birthday bourbon than I remember. All right, in the chat, let me know if you want me to try the Old Forester birthday bourbon against one of the Old Forester 150th. I'm going to pick number 1, that one right there. Come on, stupid fucking camera. Let me know if you want me to do that. Put it in the chat. I want at least 3 people to say they want me to do that. If 3 people show up in the chat and say, yes, do that comparison, I will do it. If not, I won't do it. Just saying. I'm just saying. Chris says you need permission to drink more. No, but I need engagement. I'm trying to get engagement. Engage in the chat. There are, hold on. Mike Halliday raised his hand. That's 1. There are 8 people watching this stream. I have to believe that 3 of you want to see me do a comparison of the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon 2020 and the Old Forester 150th anniversary batch 1. I have to believe there's 3 of the 7, 8 plus of you that want it. There's Chris. Do it. That's 2. 1 more. I need 1 more. I need 1 more. Come on. Somebody wants it. Somebody wants to show it. Come on, people. Oh, man. I'm making such a mess of these bottles. You wouldn't believe. Chris says my other personality also says do it. I appreciate that effort. I really do. I gotta believe Nate or Trev is still on the stream, and they want to see that shit. Put it in the comments. I'm just gonna sit here quietly. If y'all don't say it, I'll fucking end this stream. I'm not afraid of ending the stream. It's after midnight. Yolanda's already mad at me. I can go to bed. That's what she wants me to do. What do you want me to do? Put it in the comments. Drop a comment what you want me to do. Because Yolanda wants me to go to bed. I'm certain of that. But what do you want? What do you want to see? Do you want me to go to bed? I can go to bed. I don't think that's what y'all want. So this right here, Chris says not get in trouble at home. Don't worry, we're all good. We're all good. This right here is a blend of, I think it's got 4 different Starlight picks and 2 different, Mickey Mouse says go for it. That's the 3rd one I needed. All right, here we go. This is a blend of like 7 different bottles. 4 Starlights, an Ugdal, Ardbeg, and then the 2 Offerman. Drinking from the dump bucket. It's rough. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're moving to, I'm gonna have to do some dishes before Chris gets over here tomorrow. Chris says my other personality feels discounted. Well, talk to your therapist about your other personality, Chris. All right. This is all I have left from that 2020 birthday bourbon, so I'm just gonna give myself a little bit more, just a little bit. You know what? I'm only doing this because Chris Russell is still on this live stream. That's why I'm doing this, to make it very abundantly, painfully clear. I'm killing the last of the 2020 birthday bourbon that he and I were drinking at a party recently. Taking off the duct tape and everything. All right. Now, Chris says, damn you. All right. So now this is the Old Forester 150th. It's batch proof. I don't know if this is going to show up. I'm just going to read it to you because I can't get this camera to do what I want. So, I hit myself in the face. For those of you that don't know, the Old Forester 150th was a 2020 release to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Old Forester. It is a batched product, but they have it at basically barrel proof of all of the whiskeys put into it, but they can't call it that, so they call it batch proof. This particular version, batch 1 of 3, is 125.6 proof, aka 62.8% alcohol. They did 3 of these. I've got 1 and 2. And they are really interesting high proof pours. Now, because of the nature of these pours, because they are barrel proof or batch proof, I'm going to actually add a little bit of water to give the birthday bourbon a chance in hell. Because this is like 62.5%, and this, Mike says, you're an example to us all. I must go kill something now. As you should, Mr. Halliday. You should kill something right now. The birthday bourbon, I believe, is 90%. Chris says, gasp. I'm going to add 3 drops of water, which is not very much. It's not going to change the proof, but I'm hoping it will open up the 150th. I'll do 5. Even still, it's not very much water. It's not going to proof it down enough to compare it properly to the birthday bourbon. But what it will do is make it a closer race. Yeah, there we go. Okay, birthday bourbon first. Let's do it. Oh yeah, that nose is great. Vanilla caramel. Oh, that nose is so fucking good. Oh, that nose. That nose is good enough to make you make a mistake. You'll do something you wish you hadn't in the morning for that nose right there. That's the kind of nose that will get you kicked out of the house. That's the kind of nose that will make you sleep on the couch. God dang it. That 2020 birthday bourbon nose. Mickey Mouse. Mike Halliday gonna try to kill a fifth of Old Crow. I sure hope not. I sure hope Mike has more taste than that. I mean, this thing is vanilla bean, caramel, creme brulee, cinnamon sugar pecans, roasted pecans, maybe a hint of like cinnamon toast crunch. Excuse me. For those of you who have been around a while, you know if I'm sneezing, I'm really enjoying it because that means I'm digging deep. Chris says, bless you. Man, that's just super sweet and candy. All right, the 150th batch 1 of 3. Okay. This is a whole different realm here. Wow. Really distinct, sharp vanilla. The alcohol is prominent, still caramel, but it is not rounded at all. It is sharp and in your face. I get like dried plums. What is that shit? I love what's going on in the chat right now. What is that? I mean, I get the banana bread, which is classic Old Forester, which I don't get very much on the 2020 birthday bourbon. But that banana bread with some pecans in it, some cinnamon. Maybe a little bit of like clover. All right, side-by-side tasting, here we go. Let's start with the birthday bourbon. Chris says, give me the Jägermeister if we're going old school. If we're going old school, this is what you fucking need. This is old school. Mellow corn. This shit is bottled in bond. It's $12. And this will get you drunk. And it's really good. A lot of people... I'll say this. I didn't drink a lot in undergrad. We had different chemicals that we were seeking out. Philosophy major. Go figure. But in law school, I drank a lot. And let me tell you... Mellow corn will stand up with pretty much anything else in its price point. It's solid. It's solid. JTS Brown, mellow corn, early times if you're into that sort of thing. If you want to go a little bit higher dollar, you go Buffalo Trace, which is getting harder to find, but definitely Wild Turkey 101. Old Forester makes 100 proof. That's really solid. Just focus on bottle and bond stuff. Oh, God. Straight banana bread. Okay. Starts sweet citrus, very quickly moves to that banana bread. Classic Old Forester profile. Yolanda says, I'm going to bed. Don't forget about the cards and the roast. Someone remind him when he leaves, please. Sleep well, baby. That is my partner Yolanda telling me to remember the cards and the roast, which I remembered already, but I appreciate that she is trying to confirm that memory. Man, this is beautiful. There it is, banana bread. Chris, you're gonna have to deal with Yolanda's wrath. I know he was like, where's that invite? Okay, you got the invite. Now you get to deal with Yolanda's wrath. Good night, baby. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Put Oreo in the bed. We've got a 16-year-old dog. She deserves to sleep in the bed. I'm just done making her sleep elsewhere. She can sleep in the bed. I just shove her out of the way if I need her to be out of the way. She'll figure it out. She knows the pecking order. She knows she's not on top. I'm the man in this house. I let her know that. Yeah. Yolanda says she's sleeping in her bed just fine. All right, good. So the birthday bourbon, you definitely get banana bread, and it very quickly moves into black pepper and try again, mom's in charge. I let you think you're in charge. That's intentional. You know, the birthday bourbon is very good. It's sort of a classic. I'll throw some fancy philosophy lingo. It's a teleological ideal. It's a Platonic ideal. It's a very classic Brown-Forman profile. It's, you know, banana bread, black pepper, sweet, creamy. It's great. Let's see how the 1/50th batch 1 with a few drops of water compares. See, that gives me citrus. So the 1/50th batch 1, it's a lot sweeter, a lot more citrus. The finish is weaker though. Definitely got more oak and more heat because of the high proof nature. More black pepper on the finish, more sweet cinnamon, like cinnamon red hots on the finish. Mike Halliday, speaking of old school and Jägermeister, I'll have to tell you sometime about a drink called the Vulcan Mind Blaster, which, let me tell you, will blast your Vulcan mind. I'm sure it will, Mike. I'm sure you could blast my Vulcan mind. I mean, that is sweet and nutty. Lemon, simple syrup, almond. The finish is black pepper. It's kind of it. It's kind of it on the finish. You know what? This might be sacrilegious. But I think I prefer the 2020 birthday bourbon. It's more classic. They both have a sweetness. They both have the black pepper finish. The 2020 birthday bourbon has a very clear banana bread. The batch 150th is more like front focused. The finish is weaker. And there's not a banana bread. It's really citrus and sugar. I'm not even sure if there's fruitiness in it. Okay, yeah, there's a strawberry component. But yeah, it just doesn't hold up. You know what? It doesn't hold up. Make sure you drink enough water and you get your electrolytes and you drink a lot of whiskey. Because otherwise, you will deeply regret it. Nate's going to bed. Cheers, Nate. Sleep tight. $12:30. Potassium, so no cramps. Exactly. Potassium is very good for avoiding hangovers. Also doesn't avoids cramps. But I'd love to know. I dropped the cap for this pen somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, I needed that banana really bad. All right. Solid pour. That birthday bourbon, I might prefer that. I do. As much as I like what's happening with the Old Forester 150th Batch 1, there's something about the 2020 birthday bourbon that's classic. And I like classic. It's just hitting the right notes for me. All right, guys. I've got one more pour. One more pour in me. And then I'm done. I'm going to call it a night. I've done 2 different 2-hour-long streams, so I'm really running on fumes now. But I got one more in me. So put it in the chat. What do you want me to see me drink? And I'll drink it, and then I'm going to go to bed. Actually, I'm going to drink it, and then I'm going to go eat some roast potatoes and meat, carrots. Then I'm going to bed. But yeah, throw it in the chat. Let me know what's going on. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've had 18 different individual pours. They have not all been 1 ounce pours, but that's a lot of whiskey. So we're nearing the end of the line. Chris says, have any Japan plans left? Let me check. All right, Chris. I don't have any Japan Bland's left, unfortunately. Mike says, what's your favorite pick from the shelf behind you? Well, I've got 3 shelves behind me, but all right. Here's what I'm going to do. I have not had this pour in a long time, and I hope that it holds up. But when I first had this, it blew my fucking mind. This is Old Forester Single Barrel. This is the Conn's Naptown Bourbon Club. Now, this was, I believe, the last version of the Old Forester picks that were done at 90 proof. The current Old Forester picks are done at either barrel proof or 100 proof. I think this was the very last one done at 90 proof. This is a combination pick by Conn's and the Naptown Bourbon Club, a 501c3 that focuses on all kinds of wonderful charities here in Indianapolis. And just for Chris, just for you, Chris, this is the Bacon, Bourbon, and Blues. Mickey Mouse says, try the guitar. If I was a little bit more sober, I might. This is so fruity. It's dried strawberries, fresh blueberries. Oh man, this is just phenomenal in the nose. It's got so much fruit and honey. So much fruit and honey. I mean, I get blueberry, pineapple, strawberry, raspberry, brown sugar, maybe like a peach quality. All right, let's taste it. That hits so fucking good. Shout out to the Naptown Bourbon Club. That hits so fucking good. I mean, sweet and creamy all damn day. I gave you all those wonderful notes in the nose, and they all show up on the palate too. Vanilla, caramel, honey, cherries, finishes leather, and maybe a hint of oak, but mostly leather on the finish on that one. Blueberries in the front end. Creme brulee on the mid palate. Oh, it's so good. All right, guys. I've had a lot of pours. Probably had too many pours. But y'all have been a lot of fun to sit here and drink with. Y'all keep drinking like professionals. I am going to go eat some meat and potatoes and carrots and then go to bed. and then pester Chris Russell to make sure he gets here on time and prepared. We should all drink together again soon. Mike Halliday, consider yourself engaged as requested. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You all keep drinking like professionals. I'm gonna go now. Cheers.